Talking mortgages. So basically a mortgage is a loan for a house, right? And so we're talking a big purchase, which, we call it a mortgage. So there you go. Mortgages generally come in 10, 15, 20, or 30-year time frames. I think you probably can do more than that, less than that, a middle something, but I think 15, 20, and 30 are kind of the most common. Usually you hear people talk about 15 and 30, but it can be in whatever. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's consider interest rates on a home with a $100,000 mortgage paid over 30 years. Now let's look at the 4% loan that's done for us. I want to talk about where these numbers come from. So they said, okay, at 4%, we're going to say our monthly payment is $477.42. So here's our payment. You make that payment every month, so 12 months in a year for 30 years. So if we multiply our monthly payment times 12 months in a year times 30 years, this is the total cost of the mortgage. So if you pay your minimum payment every month, that's how much you'll pay back. Remember, you only borrowed $100,000 and you end up paying back over $171,000. So for a 3% interest rate, we would take 12 times 30, right? 12 months in a year, 30 years in a loan, multiplied by the 421.60. So if you have a lower percentage, an APR, lower rate, you're going to have a lower payment. So the 3% interest is $151,776, right? More than $20,000 less than the 4%. And then for 5%, we would still take the 12 times 30, and now we're multiplying by $536.82. Because again, higher interest rate, higher payment. So when I multiply those together, I get $193,255.20. Remember, these numbers here, these are your payback numbers. So you borrow $100,000, and if you make the minimum payment every month, these amounts are how much you pay back over the course of that 30 years. So how much more does the 5% mortgage at $193,255.20 cost than the 3%, which was $151,776? Well, if I subtract those, the difference is $41,479.20. That's over the course of 30 years. So think about that's more than $1,000 a year. That's a little less than $1,500 a year. That's a lot of money. That's more than $100 a month. Right? It's just crazy. Well, you can see that in the monthly payment. But that's crazy. Think of what you could do with $41,000 extra dollars. So we had a 2% higher interest rate, right? 3% to 5% is what we're talking about. Does that result in just a 2% increase on the $100,000? Well, think about what 2% of $100,000 means. If we talk 2% of $100,000, that's 0.02 times $100,000. That's just $2,000. So if this was a 2% increase in a 2%, it would have only gone up 2%. But it didn't, right? The increase was $41,479.20. You know what? Let's just round that to $41,000, just for fun. Because if a 2% increase results in $2,000, then $41,000 would result in a 41% increase of the 100,000. So you look at this 2 percentage point difference is 41% more when you're talking about how much of the 100,000 you're paying. That's a lot of money. So when you're talking about a big loan and they talk about a 0.25% of interest rate, don't think, oh, it's only a 0.25%, because when you're making a large purchase over a long period of time, every little bit adds up.